Mittal, to you. Here's this man. He's not hassled in the least. This is the first time he's speaking in public since this whole attempt to try and bring him back started after he fled. He's cool. He's saying, I am not coming back. Forget it. What are you going to do? Sudhanshu Mittal.
Rahul, very cleverly, he has omitted talking about the criminality. You see, the passport has been cancelled for his failure to respond to the summons issued by the enforcement.
No, don't give me what
is the
you think. Tell me, what are you going to do? The man says he's not coming back.
Bad loans.
He's not coming back. How are you going to change that?
Yeah, that's what I'm... Rahul, we are going to get him for the reason that he is being investigated for criminality and not a civil offence of not paying the banks. And the criminality is that there was a loan of 900 crores taken from the IDBI, which has been siphoned as per the agencies. Now, this is a criminal offence under the Prevention of Money Laundering Act, and which is punishable in UK also. So, consequent to the cancellation of the passport, now the extradition proceedings shall get started. And because
no, but Sujay Kantawala,
also,
after this interview, do you think this is a man sitting pretty? He spoke to the Financial Times for 4 hours. In this interview, he says, I'm not coming back. As someone who's defended him in the past, do you believe he's worked out his strategy, he knows what he's doing, and he's speaking out in public because he knows he has a way of ensuring he doesn't have to come back?
Look, let me put it this way. We have a very strong finance minister. We have a very strong attorney general. We have a very strong Supreme Court. But Mr. Mallya has played his cards very well. In the interview, he's pointing directly towards extraneous considerations and serious human right violations, which are the two parameters on the basis of which an extradition request made to the UK goes first before the Secretary of State. After the Secretary of State reviews the whole thing, the Secretary of State then sends it to a court to issue a warrant. At all stages, Mr. Mallya has a chance to be heard. Obviously, the way the things are looking and the way he says that I'm in exile because it is unprecedented how my passport has been revoked, these are principles of natural justice.
He's building a case very clearly, Sudhanshu Mittal, suggesting that he will seek asylum, saying that my rights are being violated, there's unprecedented haste. All of this would seem to suggest that at some point in time he'll say, I will be persecuted if I go back unfairly and therefore I shan't.
Rahul, this is wishful thinking. He is a member of parliament. He's a sitting member of parliament who's expected to respect the law of land. And the law of land is that if you are being investigated for a criminal offence, you have to submit yourself to all such investigations. The summons have been issued and he has refused to subject himself to any questioning and investigation. So all this talk which I heard from my learned colleague here is just a smokescreen thinking.
Okay, Dilip Cherian, from a perspective of his body language, his composure during this interview, what's the body language communicating to you? What's the message Mallya is trying to send to the Modi government and to the people who are watching? Dilip Cherian. Couldn't get Lalit Modi back despite all the chest beating by the BJP. We couldn't get Lalit Modi back. What makes you think we'll get Mallya back?
Rahul, here is a member of parliament who's a fugitive from justice. The coolness, the put-on act of innocence will not sustain for the simple reason that he's facing very, very serious charges. Charges under Money Laundering Act. Charges of siphoning of money which was given as loan by the IDBI but used for his personal purposes. If he was so innocent, the right course for a member of parliament of this country would have been to subject himself to the questioning by the ED. If he was clean, he would have come out. He would have said,
You've made that point repeatedly. The reality is now we'll have to convince a British judge that the man is guilty of money laundering. Until the time we can prove this in a British court, it seems highly unlikely that we can actually bring Vijay Mallya back. Sudhanshu Mittal, Mr. Kantawala, Dilip Cherian for joining me on the newsroom tonight. Thank you very much. I want to now take you through some of the other big news headlines that have made it to the newsroom this evening.